My name is Jose Manis, and I went to the moon. I was always known as Larry, never Lawrence. The only one called me Lawrence was my mother. And when she called Lawrence, I knew I was in trouble.
Why did you decide to join the service?
I didn't decide to join, I was drafted. And I volunteered to go into the Air Force because I wanted to be a fighter pilot. And so did 38,000 other GIs. But we all got washed out at one time because Uncle Sam decided they didn't need any more pilots. They had more pilots than they had airplanes for. So
What did you expect from it?
I had an invitation either to go into the infantry, which meant marching around, which I didn't want, or join the gunnery school. Gunnery school was the 50 caliber machine guns, which was very good. I learned how to use those things.
What was your position in your squadron exactly?
I was the ball gunner. I was in the ball turret on the B-24. And I had two 50 caliber machine guns. I had two waist gunners that took care of me. If I were in trouble, they would push a button, up came ball turret. I think I got airsick a couple times. Zoom, straight up. I said to the sergeant, I think I'm getting sick. He says, go ahead. He gave me my hat. There was a lot of camaraderie in the Air Force because everybody knew everybody else.
What was your most memorable event during your tour?
During the war?
Yeah.
Well, no, going to the first mission was, what was the first?
Vienna?
Vienna. Vienna was the #1 target for the U.S. Air Force. They would send plane after plane after plane to see if they could put them out of business. They made ball bearings. It was a ball bearing factory. And the ball bearings which ran the Army. So we were trying to get rid of that. And then the other thing that we went after was marshalling yards. Marshalling yards being railroad stations where the trains carried all the troops and provisions. And if you could disrupt that, then the war would come to a slow end for the Germans. I remember when I was in basic training down in Miami Beach, Florida, I had to wash the damn marble steps in the hotel with a toothbrush.
Discipline.
That was penalty for doing something wrong.
What'd you do?
I have no idea. Yes, I did. I stood up on the roof and looked across the street at the hotel, and a young lady that was over there sunbathing, and her father and mother were there too. And he was going like this. No. Well, they ended up taking me out to dinner, and I had a date with the daughter. Things turned out real good. I was very lucky with the ladies. Or they were lucky with me, I'm not sure which.
So when you were coming out of boot camp for your first time heading into war, what was going through your mind while you were sitting in the belly of the beast?
The belly of the beast. I didn't know what to expect because they never told you what you were going to be doing. You just did certain things, training.
So tell me about the Red Tails.
The Red Tails was the Afro-American fighter group from Tuskegee.
Tuscany. Tuscany.
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee. And they were perfect as far as being protection for the bombers, because when we had them Red Tails as protection on a bombing mission, they never lost a plane. Never got a plane shut down, which is very unusual.
Did you enjoy wearing your uniform?
I was proud of it.
You were proud?
Yeah, I was very proud of it, and I'm still proud of it.
Was it itchy?
No. That wore off after a while. I guess 2 or 3 cleanings it got cleaned up. What else? My prompter over there is.
What were some of your scariest moments of the war? And how did you get through those moments?
Well, going on a bombing mission of a well-known city, usually they were well protected by anti-aircraft guns. And if you were going to one of the cities on the list,
Vienna?
Vienna was very heavily protected because of the importance of the ball bearings. They wanted the factory to stay in business. The Germans did. They had, I don't know how many guns they had down on the ground shooting up at us. And it's amazing how accurate they were.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get hit like the ball you were
No.
sitting in?
Just you hear, it sounded like somebody with a handful of stones thrown against a tin roof. That's what you heard in the B-24, was the explosion of the bombs blowing up outside. You were very concerned that you never had one of them come inside.
If you could go back to when you enlisted, what would you tell yourself? Or when you were drafted, what would you tell yourself before you went in?
Well, I always wanted to be a pilot, and so did almost everybody else that got drafted. And of course, Uncle Sam decided when we were in college, I was in Birmingham Southern College, learning to become a pilot. But then Uncle Sam says, we don't need any more pilots because we don't have enough airplanes for additional pilots. And you learn how to shoot the B-24, the 50 caliber machine gun, which was, talk about scared. There's a time I was scared. The German planes would come up from underneath, and I had the first shot at them. 2 50 caliber machine guns, and I just aimed at them. In the bowl turret, looking down, and here you got this gravy glass plate. You turn it, and you watch the bombs go down. Just watch them go down, and you'd see them actually explode. And the farmers down there running like hell. You know, and I don't know why they were running. I don't know where they were going to go.
What was the name of your plane? Was there a reason for the name it had?
Oh, whoever wanted to name the plane could. Yeah, could have been the enlisted men or the officers. And most of the time it was something funny, something sexy.
Yours was
Huh?
What was yours?
Hugo Kid.
The Yugo Kid. Well, that's because of we were forced down in Yugoslavia. And we named the plane the Yugo Kid. And what was the other? Oh, the other one was, her name was Pleasure Vent.
What'd that mean?
I don't know what that meant. I was too young.